Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Michael and we're going to be getting right back into some more Reddit stories. If you enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Snowhit in the relationship subreddit about 8 months ago. The post is titled, "I got into a fight trying to defend my GF and now she's upset with me. I need some advice about a situation that happened recently and has left me feeling confused and sad. Last night, my friends, my girlfriend, and I were out partying. We had a great time, and as we were leaving, we were all in good spirits. However, things took a turn when my friend accidentally hit another car while leaving the club. The damage was minor, just a small dent, but it was enough to cause a scene. My girlfriend and I saw my friend arguing with the other car's occupants from a distance. When we got closer, we saw 2 young women and an older man who was right in my friend's face, yelling and threatening him to pay for the damage. The man seemed really angry and I tried to step in to de-escalate the situation. When I did, the man became aggressive towards me and headbutted me in the nose. My girlfriend rushed over, telling me to back off. I was just trying to keep the situation under control and protect everyone, including her. I yelled at the man, "What's your problem? Why are you getting aggressive?" My girlfriend kept insisting that I should step away and she shouted my name. She wanted to help, but I was worried the situation might escalate further and I didn't want her getting involved and potentially getting hurt. I pushed her back gently, telling her to stay out of it and let my friend handle it. My friend ended up going with one of the women to an ATM to pay for the damage, while my girlfriend got really upset with me for pushing her away. She didn't seem to understand that I was only trying to protect her. I felt alone and betrayed, especially because she didn't seem to care that I got hit. I felt like my efforts to protect her and everyone else were unappreciated. I was deeply hurt, to the point where I told her that it seemed like she didn't care about my feelings or the fact that I had been hurt trying to protect her. She got a call during this and, sounding almost on the verge of tears, assured the caller that everything was fine. My friend came back saying everything was settled, but by then, my girlfriend was walking away to find a taxi. I went with her, still trying to explain my side, feeling very sad and telling her I just wanted to protect her. When we got to her house, we were both still upset. I tried to tell her again how much I wanted to keep her safe and how scared I was that something worse could happen. But she didn't want to talk anymore and went inside, leaving me feeling miserable. I texted her from a nearby park, hoping she'd come out to talk, but she refused. This is what I texted her. "Everything I did was to try to protect you. I don't know how else to be for you. I just want to be and remain what I promised to be for you. But it seems like that's not what you want. My only intention was to protect you, not to hurt you. Unfortunately, you didn't see it that way. I got hit and I didn't want you to get hit too. People were trying to keep you away from a bad situation as if I was the one who hurt you when it was me who got hurt. I felt really bad that you didn't see that in me, that someone else hurt me. I still feel terrible and wonder if I handled things wrong. I'm confused and hurt because it seems like no one cares about my feelings or what happened to me. I just wanted to keep her safe." For some context, I'm from northern Mexico, where unfortunately issues of insecurity and violence are quite prevalent. In our city, it's not uncommon for people to become very aggressive over small disputes. People have been killed here for even minor altercations. This is why I was so concerned about the situation escalating and wanted to protect my girlfriend. We've been together for 9.5 years and I care deeply about her safety. Now, she responds to my messages in a very different, serious manner. She told me she needs a week to think things over, which I respect. However, I told her that during this time, we need to respect each other and be honest. But it seems like she doesn't want to talk to me. She's online on WhatsApp when I send messages, but she doesn't open them. At night, she doesn't respond to my WhatsApp messages, but I see her active on Instagram. This makes me feel insignificant, as if none of this matters to her, and I'm putting too much importance on it. It feels like she's getting tired of everything. I would like to say that this is just poor understanding of the way each side communicates, but OP has been with this girl for nearly 10 years. Her reaction, if genuine, seems to have been a final straw type of moment. But regardless, the entire interaction is strange, especially since OP was actually hurt by this other guy. You'd think that his girlfriend would be more understanding. User Lucas said, "It's okay, man, I feel you. I'm here if you want to talk about it. Your girlfriend is just overwhelmed and not very mature. A man wants to feel a woman trusts him to make her survive a zombie apocalypse. She is just gaslighting. She should just stay home next time. Next time you're in a situation where you need to de-escalate things, you will already have this experience and probably you will be a bit more effective. It happened to me too yesterday. I whistled at them when they were bothering and threatening a young girl, and after they came to us, I made the mistake of telling them to get the so I ended up fighting 4 homeless 15-year-olds. This next story was made about 9 months ago in the TIFU subreddit by a user named Ladder Rain. The post is titled, "I got caught with a up my butt. I have been with my girlfriend for 4 years, living together for 2. We have a pretty good sex life, but there are some things I want that she doesn't. Since this is an alt account, I'll just say it. Sometimes I like being pegged. I told her this exactly once about 6 months into our relationship. At first, she thought I was joking and just laughed at me. When she realized I was serious, she said it was weird and gross and had absolutely no interest in it. I haven't mentioned it since. I still have an old from a past relationship. My ex loved pegging. She was the one who convinced me to try it in the first place. I still use it when I'm not every time, but most of the time. My girlfriend doesn't know I have it, and I intended to keep it that way. Not that I needed to hide it because she'd be upset, I knew she wouldn't be, but because it's embarrassing, and I don't want her to know. Since we moved in together, I haven't been using it as often, which is fine. Our sex life is still good, but when I have the place alone for a few hours, I still use it. And to be clear, I'm definitely not fantasizing about my ex. That ship has sailed and sunk. I just watch porn, which we've both expressly agreed is completely fine, although neither of us does it often. Today, I was home alone, enjoying myself. My girlfriend was supposed to be out for most of the day, but she ended up coming home early. She came in quietly, and I was being rather loud, so I didn't know she was home until she walked right into the bedroom. When I saw her, I panicked, screamed, rolled off the bed, hit my head on the nightstand, and the fell out with a loud, wet plop. She started laughing louder than I've ever heard her laugh before, and she turned and left the apartment. No clue where she went or why she came back early at all. So now, a few hours later, I'm just sitting here with absolutely no idea what to do. I haven't texted or called, and she hasn't either. I can see on Life 360 that she's at the beach with some friends, like she was planning on. If her plans don't change again, she won't be back for another hour or two. I have absolutely no idea what will happen when she gets back, and I'm not sure if I even want to. I'm seriously considering going to a friend's house to hide from all this. My life. Small update. I texted her, "Hey, when will you be home?" She responded, 10 minutes. Big update. She came home, we talked. She laughed because, in her words, it sounded like you had 3 or 4 guys in there. I seriously thought I was about to bust a gay orgy. It was partly because of my reaction and partly relief that I wasn't doing anything actually wrong. She had completely forgotten that this was even something I was interested in because I only mentioned it once so long ago. Now that she realizes it's something I still want, she's willing to give it a shot. She doesn't promise to like it, but she promises to try it, and that's way more than I expected. Honestly, I was just hoping she'd pretend it never happened. I would have been happy with that, so this is great. And for all those who keep asking, no, I didn't keep going after she caught me. I have no idea where the went. It vanished. It better turn up because now I really need it. Final update. We tried it. She actually liked it. She didn't really realize what it was until we did it. It's going to be pretty common now, it looks like. And yes, we found the dildo, and no, it wasn't hiding in my ass. It rolled under the dresser. Thanks everyone for your supportive comments, and for those who are calling me gay and unmanly, I have only one thing to say. Fellas, is it gay to have sex with a woman? User Toretto said, she walked in on you during a private moment. This wasn't a sexual act that she wasn't aware of, she just stated she wasn't interested in participating. Try not to be too embarrassed. I'm fairly certain you will both look back on this in a few days and laugh together about it. Maybe it leads to opening her up a bit to some possibilities in the bedroom. To this, OP said, logically, I know you're right, but getting caught herself isn't easy to move on from. A deleted user said her laughing is probably a good thing, and truth be told, you smacking your head on a nightstand after being startled with a up your pooper does sound hilarious. To be clear though, the fact that she told you it's gross is pretty shitty, and if she does tell her or your friends or does make you feel bad about it, I think she's an asshole. Sorry, but a partner should be understanding. It would be like her telling you she likes anal and you telling her that's gross. Apologies, I realize how what I said might have sounded mean towards your girlfriend. I wasn't there to hear the conversation, so I automatically imagined her kink shaming you, but like others have said, she definitely has a right to not share your like or dislike of a certain kink. User Getting Good said, honestly, in this situation, if I were you, I'd explain that because she didn't show interest, you just take care of yourself in private. Definitely emphasize that you don't want men because there's a possibility she might think you're a little gay, that you just like a little backdoor play and nothing past that. She wasn't interested, which is totally fine and her right, so you just take care of things when you have special happy alone time, and that she still satisfies you and gives you the things you need. Once this passes, also subtly set your home as a location on Life 360 so it'll ping your phone when she arrives, so she doesn't catch you in an embarrassing position like this again. This third and final post was made in the True Off My Chest subreddit a couple weeks ago by a user named The Drunken Otter. The post is titled, I got a friend request from my dead ex GF. In 8th grade, I met this girl, North. She was in my band class and the two of us hit it off. I asked her out on a movie date and from there we became boyfriend and girlfriend. She was my first girlfriend and things were going alright. That was until her dad got a new job across the country in California. North moved away, but we decided to try out long-distance dating through our freshman year. We were not built for long-distance dating. I couldn't protect her from bullies, hug her when she was crying, or tell her it was going to be all right when she told me about her depression. We got into arguments about God knows what, but decided to keep the relationship going because her dad was trying to transfer back closer to our hometown. That was until she stopped texting me around Christmas and her sister sent me a funeral program and asked me to go to California. North's sister told me that she took her own life because the bullying was getting too much and that I wasn't there for her when she needed me. It broke my heart that I couldn't go to California for the funeral, and for the past 8 years, I've mourned her loss. I spent the entirety of my high school career trying to rebuild myself from all the damages. I went to meetings for people who have lost family members and loved ones. I went to therapy for 4 years to try and help process the loss. I had to learn how to become dependable because I didn't want it to happen again. And after working on myself for 4 years, I asked out one of my classmates, Lucy. We started dating the tail end of our senior year and are about to celebrate our 4-year anniversary in April. Last night, I got a notification from Facebook saying that I got a new friend request. I opened the app and found out that it was from North. She looks older, but it's undeniable that there are pictures of her as an adult with her fiancé and her newborn daughter. I spent 8 years of my life believing that she was dead, but here she is with undeniable proof that she has been living a great life without me. My stomach is in knots, my heart is sinking to the ground, and my mind is racing, trying to figure out what happened and what I should do. Do I accept the friend request? Do I ignore it and try to move on? I feel completely lost, and I feel like my entire life has been a lie. I've spent the entire night looking at pictures of her and her family, floored that she would do this to me. Update. Thank you to all who have responded. I want to get to each and every one of you, but for now, I hope this update will do. For now, I have decided to wait until Lucy gets home from work before I make any decision on whether or not to accept the friend request. I want to know what she thinks, and I can always depend on her to keep me level-headed. But until then, I just kinda want to sort out my feelings. I remember the day that I found out about North's supposed death. It was a few days before Christmas and the snow just started to hit the ground. I remember walking to the edge of the neighborhood along the main street. I sat on the sidewalk watching the cars, thinking about how if I walked onto the road, they wouldn't be able to stop. I was sitting there on the sidewalk contemplating for what felt like hours. It was there I decided I wanted to keep living. It was the most important choice of my life. But now that choice feels hollow. It feels meaningless. Every decision that I've made since then has come from that choice I made 8 years ago, and now it feels empty and without promise. I'll keep you guys updated on what Lucy and I decide. Please don't think for a second I plan to do anything drastic. I really don't, and I want to keep making that choice to live. But for now, I just need to figure out my meaning. Update 2, I accepted the friend request. After Lucy and I talked about it, we agreed that the possibility of getting some sort of closure would be worth it. So I accepted the friend request and sent out a text saying hello. About a half an hour later, I received a notification that North responded. We started talking a bit, talking about how our lives have been. Turns out she and her fiancé were in town visiting family, and it started to make her think about all the hurt she caused me and that she wouldn't feel comfortable moving on with her relationship without knowing if I was okay. She tried to apologize, saying that we were dumb kids and that it seemed easier to ghost me instead of break up with me. She told me all about how, in some messed up teenager way, she thought giving me an explanation to her ghosting me would make it easier to move on, and so she and her sister concocted the whole story. I told her about the years of therapy, the years of loneliness, and how guilty I felt when I started dating again. I told her about how I used to think she was the one for me even through the nights of arguing, and that she left me more hurt than if she just threw me away. And I told her that in some weird way, I'm thankful to her. Her death changed me for the better, and I would not be the man I am today if it wasn't for her. I then texted, having said that, I will not accept your apology. It's a shallow attempt to free your guilty conscience before you get married. If you were really sorry, you would have said something sooner. You would have apologized sooner or would not have done it at all. You took the coward's way out, and I do not forgive cowards. She said she understood, but hoped that one day I could move past the hurt she caused me and find it in my heart to forgive her. I took screenshots of the whole conversation and sent it to her fiance. I don't know if he knows the story between me and her, but now he can have enough of an idea that they can start that conversation. I hope they figure out how to move past it. After all, they look very happy together, and the mistakes of a teenager should not affect her current life. However, I'd be lying if I said there wasn't a part of me hoping it crashes and burns. I know this is not the update some of you guys wanted. Some of you really wanted me to bully my way through the conversation or play mind games to her, but that is not who I am, nor is it who I want to be. On the bright side, I can now truly move on from the relationship that cost me 8 years of my life and put the whole story of North behind me. Thank you to everyone who helped me find the courage to face this head on. Thank you to everyone who sent kind words. And thank you to the guy who messaged me the number to the suicide hotline. I won't need it for the foreseeable future, but I appreciate it nonetheless. User woman in question said she faked her own death to break up with you. User Luna Sansa said, whatever you do, please discuss this with your current girlfriend as well. She will likely feel betrayed if you take up contact with an ex from whom you never got closure without telling her. That being said, I would accept the request and ask her about the fake funeral and everything. You have a right to know. To this, OP said, Jesus, I didn't even think about how to talk to Lucy about this. I know I need to tell her, but I don't even know how to bring it up. User CSTA said, as a parent, if my child went through all you did, I would be on the phone with her and her parents asking WTF. Of course, more politely, but what in the actual hell? Sorry you went through all this, OP. I think the advice you've been given is really good. Have you talked to your current girlfriend about this? Oh, and to add, I'd make sure you block the whole lot of them when and if you get some answers. To this, OP said, Lucy has always known about North. It was one of the first things I told her about when we started dating. She's always been understanding and patient with me figuring out our relationship. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and thank you also to partner of the channel, Gamersupps. Use code DLAM to support the channel and get 10% off of your purchase, link in the description. I'm sure many of you like me have a hankering for daily caffeine, so go check them out. Lately, I've been a big fan of Titty Milk and Acid Rain, but they've got dozens of other flavors for y'all to try out. Anyway, thanks again for reaching the end, and I hope you all have an amazing passage of the next 24 hours.